And a very good afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Welcome indeed to Speakeasy, like we prophesied on that there programme before, which name just fails in my mind at the moment. We are here with unbelievable multitudes of mainly young ladies, but with a few sprinklings of young gentlemen around, on account of our panel today says to us that we have about 7/8 of all the young ladies in London to come to see us because of Mickie Most.
You got it right.
No, I'm sorry, Henry Stewart.
No, not even that, Jim.
Because, you see, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to talk about today is what do you want from pop music? And we have a most distinguished lineup, two of whom I've mentioned, but I'll mention them again because we've got Mickie Most, who, as you know, produces any hit record in the world that has been produced. He produced it. He produced all the Elvis Presley records under another name, and he's coming into his own now. The Stewart there. It's no good for you, that pipe, Stewart. I keep telling you.
I know, but I keep persevering.
You should never smoke the haggis down the bagpipe. It's not good. It's not good. Stewart is here. Stuart Henry is here. Tony Jasper is here, the pop critic, the only critic really that anybody reads. And
Thanks very much.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it. And of course, all of T-Rex, which is practically Marc Bolan. Plus his lads are lurking around somewhere, I think, which has caused all the girls to go, where? And Marc, of course, has been on Speakeasy. This is his second time round on the programme. So, first of all, is there anybody here in the audience who would like to stick your hands up that doesn't like pop music? If you don't like it, don't be afraid, you know, if you don't dig pop music, stick your hand in there if you don't like it. Yeah, there's a lady on the front there, Miss Roving Mike. Now then, there's a nice lady on the front. What is it about it you don't like, dear?
It's too noisy.
Why don't you turn it... no, wait a minute. Why don't you turn it down, then?
When I was a teenager, we had lovely, lively tunes, but not the noisy rubbish you get today, which my own sons happen to like.
I see. So, therefore, when you say it's too noisy, if you happen to be doing your housework and listening to it, you could conceivably turn it down. Even when you turn it down, don't you
When you turn it down, you always never get the words clearly. The songs we used to hear, it's always just a row. It's either one row or another row. I can't distinguish one from the other, I'm sorry. And I'm not hard of hearing.
No. Right. Now then...
There's an old mill by...
99. I'm not 99.
No, that was an off-the-cuff vocal from Marc there. Now... All friends together today, madam, all good friends together. Mickie, there is a lady who says that pop music, in her opinion, is loud, rude, and unintelligible. Do you think, when I say rude, I don't mean rude in its sensual sense, I mean rude in its ascetic sense. Yeah, I'm not just a pretty face, you know. Would you say, Mickie, that you contribute to this, or do you contribute to the easier-to-understand music?
Well, I don't know, it depends on the song, really. If it's a song that needs the lyrics to come over, then we try and bring them out on the record. If it's a song that is the sound that we're trying to sell, then we spend a lot of time disguising the lyrics.
Yeah. What was the most, can you think the most successful record you've ever produced? You know, successful, I mean, the one that sold most copies?
Well, probably House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. And that was a record with the lyric was the most important thing, I think.
And that was the one that you sold most copies of?
Yes, I think so.
How many did that sell? All over the world?
About 4 or 5 million.
4 or 5 million? Oh, I see. Anybody got that record in their collection? House Rising Sun. Go to that young lady there. There you are. Did you buy that when it first came out, or have you just got it from a shilling on a stall?
No, I got it when it first...
She wants to see more of the sort of, when I say non-pop, you know, the intelligentsia of the music. Do you think that the music game's getting a bit too serious now? Do you think it's getting...
No, I think in particular, Mickie mentioned House of the Rising Sun. That's just been a hit again. And it was initially, I first heard it through Bob Dylan and people like that. I think there are two sides to music. One is sort of very Tin Pan Alley side, and the other side is not serious songs. I don't mean that in a serious way, you know, something even like Two Little Boys or something like that, which isn't my riff at all, but, you know, turned little children on, particularly, you know, so I think there's only music that the people want. End of story. There's you know. I don't think it's too heavy though at all.
You don't think it's getting too heavy?
No.
You don't think the writers...
Chirpy, chirpy, cheap, cheap, or whatever. It's hardly the heaviest riff of all time.
Yeah. It's hardly the heaviest riff of all time. There's a hand over there, Mr. Marc, if you get it. I'll ask Stuart Henry while we're passing the microphone down. Stuart, do you think that the pop game is getting a bit serious, a bit too serious?
I don't really, Jim. You see, I think Marc hit it totally on the nail when he said that the public gets the music they want, because in no other field can I think of, does the public totally dictate the sounds that are going to be successful, because they're the people that buy the records. Therefore, the charts, which we tend to think of as pop music, are a reflection, because the record companies release 60 singles a week and only maybe 2 of these are going to be hits. So it's totally a reflection on what the people want to hear at that moment in time. And like the lady said down at the front, pop music, a lot of it is loud, and in order to appreciate it fully, you've got to turn it up and have it loud and blaring. But that is what people at the present moment want, though many experts have said that exposure to the sound debris cells that you get in a discotheque can result in deafness. You know, it's what people want. They want a good day.
You what, I think. Hey, you're gone deaf. Yes, over there.
Going back to the noise business, my little brother, since he was born, was very sensitive to noise. He is 1 year old now, and he will stand up, shake his arms about, and really try to dance to the music, and he really loves it.
Yeah.
And, well, I think there is an LP, Bridge Over Troubled Water, which is still in the charts for, I don't know how long it is, but it must be about 2 years now.
Yes.
And that you can understand every single word of it.
He can understand every single word?
I can. No, he can't.
Sorry.
I can. If you listen to it, you can understand every single word of it.
Yeah. Do you play the music loud to your little brother?
Sometimes, yes.
On your record player it goes. It's not picked up from television or radio, is it? It's off the record player.
It's off the record player.
So you have it plenty of volume?
Yeah. Things like Elected and Schools Out. He likes that too.
Oh, you're starting him off well, aren't you? He's going to blow the school up and burn everybody before he's 3. Yeah, I see. Is anybody saying to you at home that you might damage his hearing? Because there's a big sort of red strawberry drawn across everybody's path, you know, about hard of hearing if you listen to too much pop music.
No, I don't think so. If it does get too loud, if it seems to be affecting us, we turn it down. It's easy enough.
Stick his head in the speaker.
No.
So I think, can I just say, something that's relative to especially what Stuart said, was that possibly 40 years ago, there were just very few cars and very few street noises. Now, you just open your window and you're deafened by the sound anyway. I mean, one is used to a much higher ratio of sound, so consequently, you need a lot more volume to get your rocks off, really.
Yeah, actually, strangely enough, not that I usually say very much on this programme, but I must say, when it comes to noise, we did a thing at one of the hospitals I work at the other day, and we took a tape recorder out into one of the corridors and just left it running, and the sound, when we brought it back and measured it, was almost too high for industrial decibel sound. And that was in a hospital of all things. People just don't realise how much noise there is these days in places where they're not supposed to be noise. There's a hand right in the middle there, Miss Mike, if you will, of a... sometimes I can't see whether it's a young lady or a young man, because all I can see is the hand, but never mind. Have a whack, whoever you are.
It's a young lady.
Oh, so pleased.
I'd just like to say that, going back to what the lady down in the front said about, music in the old days, the only thing that I find wrong with pop music today is that it discourages us to sort of make our own entertainment. We tend to rely too much on listening to the radio and, watching the television and going to concerts instead of sort of, making our own entertainment, really, musically.
You keep the microphone for a minute. How old are you?
I'm 16.
16. Therefore, you won't remember, really, the days of skiffle groups, will you?
No.
Well, skiffle groups were groups of lads who felt exactly the same as you did, and they got tea chests with a string and a big pole stumped into the tea chest, and that was the bass, and there was 3 guitars worth about £4 each, and they made their own music, and what they lacked up for in professionalism was definitely worth listening to for enthusiasm, and that's how they all participated. Do you mean to say that you lose being able to participate in things like that?
I think so too. I mean, sort of personally, my own group, we do sort of make our own music. We'll try to sometimes.
How many of you?
Well, there's sort of a whole crowd of us. Somebody gets out a guitar and starts singing.
Yeah.
And we all join in. And
with bits and pieces of things and instruments or chairs and bits of wood and stuff?
Well, not, just with instruments, really. It's just that I think, today we just lose the enthusiasm of, joining and doing something for yourself.
Marvellous you should say that. Thank you very much indeed. Tony, that business I brought up about the skiffle scene, it was always my theory that the kids of that time did that because they were getting just a bit fed up of the last 30 years of the music game to watch somebody playing on a 40, 50-pound instrument where you had to learn it for 7 years before you could express yourself, and these lads could suddenly express themselves just like that. And do you think those days will ever come again? Do you think that the pop business is getting so advanced now, what with the electronics and Moog synthesizers, that she has just mentioned, hasn't she? It's opting out of it.
I think one of the great things about the pop scene in the last couple of years is another thing.
Yeah. Would you like to be a prophet? And bearing in mind that it took a long time for the skiffle group to turn up with their own tea chests, can you see this happening on a like thing within the next decade? Or do you think that teenagers today are quite content to be provided with music?
I can't otherwise, other than people say at the moment they've been going back to revive 45s and the old rock and roll hits. If suddenly somebody says, Lonnie Donegan, and there was Chas McDevitt with Skiffle Train, and they start hearing these records again, and they say, well, this is easy to do, easy to play, let's make the record sound like that.
Yeah, but don't forget also when Bob Dylan first happened, that a lot of people, you know, got into playing guitars again.
This was a great thing
only
Bob
4
Dylan,
years ago.
Yeah. That's right, yes, true. Over there?
Going back to the girl over there, I disagree with saying, you know, you don't want to make your own entertainment anymore, the music today, because I find that you want to sort of copy your favourite singer. Like, my little sister likes copying Marc Bolan, all his songs. So I find it makes you want to sort of sing more.
I think that the young lady over there said she was disappointed at not being able to make her own music. You know, she was being provided for too much, actually. Did you get the wrong impression?
Well, there's no reason, really, sort of, not being able to. I mean...
You can if you want, you mean?
Yeah, just sort of get a guitar, sort of learn a few chords.
Yeah, get a guitar. Like, have you got one?
Yeah.
Did you buy it yourself?
Yeah.
Did you save up for it?
Yeah.
How much it cost you?
£31.50.
£31.50? You saved up £31.50?
Yeah.
Give her a nice big hand. She saved up £31.50. Swamp Fox is the name of the group, and Swan on the Black Sea is the title of that particular tune there. And Mark, if I said, we mentioned Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep before, you could almost call that a sort of a song and dance act tune, and Bob Dylan has said that he's just a song and dance man. Do you think he's more than that?
Yeah, I think, but what he meant by that was you get people particularly, in all sorts of people that come up to you and say, you know, really, what did you mean by that, man? You know, and the easiest way of that is I'm just, you know, I'm just a tumbler or juggler. I mean, no, that's, I think, the way he meant it.
Like tongue-in-cheek, yeah?
Yeah, because, I mean, you write a song and you do it and you record it and you give it to the people to accept or give away, you know. Really, there's not that much more to it.
Yeah, do you think the majority of people that make records, recording artists, do you think if they made a couple of records like the Hit Parade, like of the chirpy type?
Yeah, I wasn't putting that down.
No, of course not, no, but we use it as a record everybody knows.
It's a very lightweight record.
It fits in a category. Yeah. Do you think that lots of recording artists have an inner feeling that they want to start going onto the message kick? Do you know, that they're not just content enough to play it along nice and easy?
That seems to be a disease that a lot of people get into, and I think it's very sad, because there's only music, said and done. I mean, you know, you do a song the way it's meant to be done. If you have to write that sort of song, you shouldn't be ashamed of it any more than if you write one about the depths of the innermost pain or something, you know.
Yeah. Tony, do you think that it's like what it said, it was a disease, you know?
What strikes me strange about that song, and I may be wrong, I mean, it's rather like when I remember hearing Eve of Destruction years ago on Top of the Pops, watching the audience dance and make merry and make fun, if you like, to a lyric. And if I'm right, Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep was about, I think, a mother or something who left home and left her children, and yet it became a bubbly, fun record, because the tune is a gay, happy one which you can dance along to.
But in all truth, I never picked anything up other than Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep.
Chirpy Chirpy Cheep Cheep, yeah.
I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah. We've got somebody there, we'll pass the microphone along, a friend there wishes to say, eventually, when it gets passed along like a plate, because it goes along. Nobody puts anything in that microphone.
I'd like to say something to Marc Bolan.
Yeah?
A lot of people have criticised T-Rex, just saying that
Haven't they?
you write songs with no meaning, just strum a few chords together,
I never said
purely
that.
for money. I'm not saying, a lot of people criticise you for this.
Yeah.
And say you should just strum chords together, no meaning, just for money, etc. How do you normally answer this criticism?
Well, we made 4 LPs after 7 years of playing on the streets, which are supposedly heavy albums, I was told at the time. And I happened to learn to play the electric guitar a little better than I could initially. And 20 million people bought our records this year. Other than that, I've not changed as a person. I'm still the best-selling poet in England. So my lyrics have not changed that much. And I can only say, you know, I'm not really concerned with bread. Bread to me means freedom. No more, no less, really. I hope I answered it.
Do you like his music?
Some of it, yes.
Some of it. Which did you like his message gear, his earlier message gear, or do you like his chords strung together, as you put it?
I don't really go in for... He's made 2 songs which I disliked.
Which were?
Telegram and Metal Guru.
Yeah. Why did you dislike them?
Well, I couldn't see any meaning in them personally.
You couldn't just see any meaning. Do you want a meaning?
Well, I mean, not the meaning, but I didn't think it was particularly good tunes. Very similar.
Yeah. Do you want a meaning with everything?
No.
You don't want a meaning with
Can I make a
everything?
point? Metal Guru is, in fact, a song about God.
Yeah.
And it was written for an Indian guru that I know, in fact. And if you listen to the words, there's one line in it which had a great meaning to me and anyone who's been successful, is that my idea of heaven was to be all alone without a telephone, because you get bugged so many times. So for me, it had a lot of meaning.
Yeah, maybe. Did you actually hear the words? Did you go right through the words?
Well, I tried to. You know, I mean...
You obviously weren't terribly... So when you say tried to, it means to say you didn't really hear all the words.
I didn't really...
Did you know...
So it's just really a personal meaning.
Yeah, did you know that there was that line that Marc just told you about?
What's... All alone without a telephone, yes.
Yeah, right, okay. Right here, pal, because we've got 1 or 2 hands stuck up around now. Have the hand as the microphone comes down. It's the young lady, I think, in the white just behind.
Marc said that the money he got from the records gave him freedom. He's famous, so famous that fans go, when they find out his address, go swamp his house and everything like that.
Yeah.
So how can he be free?
I meant artistic freedom, because we were talking about writing.
Yeah.
Obviously, with anything, if you get that successful, there's lots of drawbacks. But I really don't mind those things. I accept that as part of my life. But artistically, I'm allowed to go and record and do the things that I want and help my friends and help whoever I want to, as Jimmy does. You know, you can do... I'm allowed that now, which is...
I mean,
I never had that before.
I think freedom is you walk down the street without people start turning around screaming and following you around. I mean...
Yeah, well, that's a thing you have to put up with. I don't mind it.
No, do you think it's desirable that... do you think it's desirable that an individual's political and religious conviction should be expressed through a pop record?
If they want to, sure.
If they want to.
I think the worst thing is to assume that the public only want a certain sort of thing and will not accept something more than that.
Yes.
Now, whether or not they listen to it is something else.
Yeah. Stuart, when you're playing your records, are you tempted to send out, as it were, a message with every record, or do you mind playing Candy Floss pop gear at all? Would you prefer to send out the big message with every tune?
Well, I must confess myself that I don't have a tremendous love for total Candy Floss bubblegum music, and I'm fortunate in the BBC in that the BBC allows me not really to play it. But no, a good record is... I mean, to me, there are 2 types of pop music. There's basically body music and there's, if you like, cerebral music.
What, body music?
Body music is something that's going to make... It's got a rhythm, it's got a beat...
Or dancing type music.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
It causes sort of vibrations, irrespective of whether you're dancing
that other
or not.
stuff was the other
Well,
stuff.
it makes the lyric contains something that makes your mind think, that relates to something in your experience and makes you think about something. But that doesn't mean a message, you know?
Yeah. So you don't mind message songs? You rather like message
I don't
songs?
think message songs succeed, actually, James. No, because the person is so determined to get over their particular point of view that the music goes by the board. And I don't think, in general, message songs end up being good records.
Yeah. Up at the back there.
Well, my mum says...
Hey?
My old record label. And it's only about a year old, so you get used to it, you know? I mean, I wouldn't mind at all.
Well, it's like it's a compliment, isn't it?
Sure.
Compliment to the record. Yes, over there.
Going back to the idea of what I think that Reverend said before about pop music in church, when Cat Stevens made Morning Is Broken, I mean, in our assembly...
You made up for it since.
The fans came in church. We got sort of assemblies. My school has been campaigning for about 3 years to get new hymn books in assembly. We've got them now. They've got quite a few.
What was the last record you asked her to buy you? Can you remember? Don't matter if you can't remember. What records have you got, you know, lately that you've asked her to buy you? You can't remember, can you? No, it's no good. You can't shake your head on the radio like that because they can't hear you when you shake your head unless your brains are loose like me. Now listen, does she still buy records, your mum?
Yes.
What sort of records does she buy?
Des O'Connor's.
Does she? Well, listen. Them rock and roll stars like that she buys like that. That's the way it has to be, isn't it? Obviously, her taste has altered a bit because Des O'Connor's not a rock and roll star anymore. Does she listen to Radio 1, your mum?
Yes.
Do you listen to Radio 1?
Sometimes.
Aye. What have you got a favourite programme at all? You know, during the week.
Top of the Pops.
Ah, that's a good Radio 1 programme, that, yes. Doesn't matter. Listen, he's not a bad lad, isn't that? Well spoken for 12 years old, anyway. And he stuck it up. Nobody told you to stick your hand up. He stuck it up on exactly of his own accord. Mickie.
No, I agree with him. I like it.
40 years ago, would you have seen a 12-year-old stick his hand up and go on the radio like that?
No, I wouldn't have seen it, no.
Oh, yeah.